hope you are having a fantastic summer. If it is summer where you live, it's summer where I live right now. And I got inspired today. I spent a little time on Facebook, checking out all the doula groups and what's been happening in there. And I probably spent too much time on Facebook. I've been trying to spend less time. And you know what happens when I spend less time? I have less content to come here and talk to you about, because then I don't know what to go on a rant about. So today's rant brought to you by Facebook doula groups. And I want to talk today about bookings. I see these posts all the time. Doulas, where you say, one of you says, I spoke with this client and I really love them and I sent them my contract, but that was 2 months ago and I followed up and they said they were going to send it, but then they didn't. But then they finally sent it and then they were supposed to send a payment to confirm the booking, and they didn't get to doing that, and they're due in 2 weeks. And so am I their doula? Dude, you're not their doula. They didn't book you, right? I know you want to be their doula, and they should have a doula because everybody should have a doula, really. I mean, I think everyone should have a doula. But if they didn't sign your contract and pay at least a deposit, you are not booked. Don't waste your time, and do not give people access to your busy schedule to take up a spot in your schedule if they can't respect you enough, respect your profession, respect your time enough to complete your booking form, whether that's a paper form or online form or whatever, and at least start paying towards their fees. If someone hasn't done those two things, they are not your client. They have not booked you. And please don't disrespect yourself in allowing yourself to spend any more time thinking that you are booked. You're not booked. It's not a booking. It's not a booking. Now, if you don't require payment, if you're doing volunteer work, and you should still have a contract, you should still have a booking form that goes over what you do, what you don't do, what the expectations are of yourself and of them. If you offer yourself up for free and you don't sort of formalize that system, I think what you'll find is that people have their baby and they don't call you, and you've been on call all this time, and then a week later they're like, oh, hey, look at our baby, and you're like, what, you didn't even call me? Why would they call you if there's not an incentive to call you, right? So listen, please set up things in a way that is professional and easy for clients. You want to make this whole thing as easy as possible. If you can make it all electronic, that is the best thing to do. And y'all, I bought a house last year electronically, virtually. I didn't even see it. I bought a house without even seeing it. If I could buy a house virtually, you can get a contract signed virtually, right? So set up your system so it's super easy for people so that they can get it done simply and quickly. Allow yourself to accept payments in a variety of ways. That's good for you, but it's also good for your clients. I know what you're thinking, but Stefanie, it costs so much money for me to accept credit cards. It's so much money. Yes, but that client that said they wanted to book you and then they didn't, how much would that be worth? One extra client per year because you made it easy, because you allowed credit cards. One client per year would pay your fees on all the clients, if all the clients paid by credit card, okay? So you just need to get one more because you made it easy to make it worthwhile, okay? Honestly, it's worthwhile. And my hands are moving around too much, and now my video just went out of focus. See what happens? Let me try and see if I can get this focused again. All right, there I am, I'm back. I stopped moving my hands, but I'm Portuguese and French Canadian. It's really hard for me to stop moving my hands. All right, folks, so make your process simple, make it easy for you to collect money, okay? Those things are really, really important. If you do that and someone can't fulfill the booking process, don't consider them booked. And to be honest, what we do at our agency is we tell people through that process that they're not booked and confirmed, until they filled out the form and started making payments. And we allow a lot of different ways to make payments so that it's easier for clients who have tighter budgets. Like, we want it to be easy. I don't want this to be an elitist service that only the very most wealthy people can afford. I want to make it affordable, and I want to find a lot of different ways for people who have less money to still be able to afford the service. But the process is always the same, right? They fill out the form, the contract, and they start making payments. That's when it's booked. Now, if someone hasn't done that, even if we've met with them, we don't hold any availability. Unfortunately, it's just too busy lately to be able to do that. Now, it's really kind of you if you let them know, hey, I'm letting you know I'm meeting with someone else who's got the same due dates, and it might, whoever, it's first come, first serve. You should say that in the consultation. You should be really clear in all your emails and communication. And this is why it's important to have email templates so you don't forget stuff. So you're copying and pasting the same stuff over and over for the same discussions. That's really, really important, because otherwise you're going to forget things. And then the client comes back and says, but you didn't tell me, I didn't know. And you're like, yes, I did. And then you look back and you're like, oh, shoot, I forgot it that time. If you use email templates, you don't forget stuff, right? You can always customize it, delete some things that aren't relevant to them, add things in that are extra, that are more appropriate for them. But if you use templates, you're less likely to forget things. And it's much easier for you to get back to people quickly, because you've got copy, paste, make sure it's good, boom, send, right? So these are all things that work better, especially when we start to get more busy. But even if you're not busy, you know what? I used to hear one of my son's coaches say about baseball, you need to practice like you're going to play, right? So you should start with good systems when you're small, when you're new, when you have very few clients or very few interactions. You should practice like how you're going to do it later when you're swamped, because those systems will be in place and it makes everything better and easier, fewer mistakes, more bookings, more professional interactions, right? All of that. All right, folks, that's all for my rant for today. But you know what? I'm going to go back on Facebook. I'll find something new to rant about for you next week. See you soon.